We know you can't make weight. This is why Conor Benn said this is his last time at 147. My guy is making excuses before he loses. Who says that, bro? This is my last fight at 147. My guy, you gonna go backwards just to get that whooped? Oh my gosh, bro. It's fine, bro. We gonna let him. He's just gonna run into it. That dude. It's sad. Conor is gonna get his beat.
I just think he's making excuses for it, and I don't think we're gonna see. We're not gonna see nothing special with Conor Benn at 147. I think Garcia flattens him, and he's gonna blame.
They are professionals, and it is part of the process that you go through to prepare yourself for a fight.
Yeah.
So they know what they can and can't do. They won't be exposing themselves to undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation for a fight. Disappointing.
There were lots of connotations, Jim, of what we could have done, but the bottom line of all of it was, it's a mess, because when you're looking at that type of show, which is all based upon 7 title fights taking place, headed up by
But like, yeah, pretty good, to be fair to him.
Not bad.
No, he's good, he's exceptional, yeah, he's really, really good.
Ryan Garcia goes off on Conor Benn over his injury excuse, saying he does not believe a single part of it. According to Garcia, there is no injury at all, just a fighter looking for a way out before getting shown up. He calls the whole thing pure drama, insisting Conor Benn simply cannot handle what is headed his way.
It's gonna be cool. He gonna be trying to rough me up, do dumb shit like he does, and we're gonna go to work so easy on him. And you guys are gonna see my speed, my power, my accuracy, my conditioning. We're gonna be ready for whatever he does. We're gonna take away everything. He's just not as experienced as me.
Garcia doubles down, describing Conor Benn as taking it easy in Santa Monica while the injury talk spreads in the background. To Ryan Garcia, this is not recovery, it is reputation management. He sees the whole story as a convenient cover, timed just right to avoid questions about shape and preparation.
I know Conor Benn is in Santa Monica having the time of his life. Wildcard West, we know where you at, boy. We know you ain't doing good. We know your sparring ain't what it is. We know you can't make weight. This is why Conor Benn said this is his last time at 147. My guy is making excuses before he loses.
That's crazy to say.
That is crazy to say, bro.
Frank Warren tries to stay diplomatic, focusing only on the logistics instead of directly responding to Ryan Garcia's accusations. His calm talk about rescheduling and refunds is very different from the chaos around Conor Benn. It almost feels like a promoter quietly handling a storm he cannot fully explain either.
Undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation for a fight. Disappointing, because obviously we want to see Moses move on. Time waits for no man. He's young, but there's a world in front of him. And I think that most people felt, despite the durability of Jermaine Franklin, despite the fact that he arguably...
Adam Smith's own comments accidentally back up Ryan Garcia's doubts, as he admitted Conor Benn looked great before suddenly being ruled out due to illness. That inconsistency is exactly what fuels Garcia's anger. If he looked that sharp one night, then something does not add up.
I hear I wasn't here training last night, so that's strange. He's ill. He can't fight if he's ill. Okay, health has to come first, so you feel...
Frank Warren defends the situation as just normal bad luck in sports, but Ryan Garcia is not accepting comparisons to football injuries. For Garcia, this does not feel like misfortune. It feels more like a convenient way out, wrapped in medical terms to avoid meeting him in the ring on fight night.
fault. It's nobody's fault. It's what happens. You know, footballers get injured, sportsmen get injured.
Johnny Nelson strongly criticizes the whole situation around this fight, calling the behavior careless and below the level expected in top-tier boxing. His frustration matches exactly what Ryan Garcia has been saying about reputations and excuses taking the place of responsibility, turning a real sporting rivalry into an embarrassing show that no one asked for.
For a fight. Yeah. So they know what they can and can't do. They won't be exposing themselves to undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation.
Tim Bradley speaks from his own experience, suggesting that fighters sometimes feel danger well before they say it out loud. Whether on purpose or not, his comments line up exactly with Ryan Garcia's claims, hinting that Conor Benn may have quietly seen what was coming before suddenly finding an injury.
Fighters not making certain moves, it's because they know
they know already. They see the future and they see how hard, or maybe, yeah, mainly how hard something is. You know? So and so I knew that if I continued, I knew what the future held for me, which wasn't gonna be good. It wasn't gonna be good.
Daniel Dubois stays calm and focused on his own journey instead of getting caught up in the noise around Conor Benn's situation. His steady attitude here shows just how much Ryan Garcia's claims have spread through the boxing world, casting a shadow over everything else tied to this increasingly messy build-up.
So he's on his path, and he's looking good.
Do you think your paths could ever collide?
Eventually, I think anything.
Frank Warren admits that media attention fades once the main fight falls through, which unintentionally backs up Ryan Garcia's point about the stakes. With Conor Benn out because of this so-called injury, Warren's own comments show just how much this event and Garcia's frustration depend on Benn actually being there.
That's the problem. Once the headline falls away, then it does. I mean, you know, they're great fights. Magnificent Seven is a great concept, great title fights on there. However, you know, all the media were concerned, the most, other than local media from where, for example, where Nathan or any of the other boxers come from, where they're focusing on the local hero. Most of the mainstream, including yourselves, any discussions we had, because TalkSport will come.
Dave Caldwell admits that confusion is everywhere in this situation, with no clear information, just like everyone else watching from the outside. That lack of clarity is exactly what Ryan Garcia has used to his advantage, filling the gap with his own idea that Conor Benn is simply avoiding him through a made-up medical issue. Plain and simple. Caldwell's honesty about not knowing the full story only adds more fuel to the rumors around this increasingly questionable situation. Fans deserve answers, and right now no one involved seems willing or able to give them. That leaves plenty of room for accusations like Garcia's to spread fast and take over headlines everywhere.
What's what? Because we've not got the information, so we don't know. So you can only make a judgment on what you know, what you've seen. So it's very, very hard. So and on the fighter's point of view, the fighter can't have the face on and be all pissed off with people that are just looking, well, you failed 2 drug tests. You know, they can't be pissed off with that. It might very well be, with all their evidence and everything, that, oh, actually, there's a massive fuck up here. And in that case, then there's a massive problem with the testing. But we don't know what the ins and outs are. So it's very hard to say that you know, we should just believe that. And then again, it's with this one as well. I don't know what he failed for starters. You know, you can fail a drugs test on a Lemsip. You know, I'm not saying he has, but there's things in a Lemsip where you can. Again, you know, I've been like years and years ago. I remember somebody was about to have a Lemsip, and like, I don't know if it was Dom or Brendan had to stop him and say, look, you can't have Lemsips. It's like, oh, people don't know you can.
Liam Goff's own uncertainty practically hands Ryan Garcia more fuel for his argument. No one can confirm what this injury actually is, with vague guesses taking the place of real facts. That lack of clarity only increases the growing belief that Conor Benn's team is hiding behind confusion instead of being open. If this were truly serious, fans argue, would there not be an official statement, instead of commentators guessing about ankles and rumors, leaving the whole boxing world wondering what is really going on behind closed doors right now?
They are professionals, and it is part of the process that you go through to prepare yourself for a fight.
Yeah.
So they know what they can and can't do. They won't be exposing themselves to undue risk. They'll be exposing themselves to the necessary preparation for a fight.
Johnny Nelson highlights just how messy this whole story has become, with rumors of poisoning and denials spreading faster than anyone can check. His refusal to accept questionable claims at face value matches exactly what Ryan Garcia has been saying openly. With mixed statements and changing explanations, Nelson's call to find the truth reflects a boxing community that is getting tired of excuses taking the place of clear answers about Conor Benn's supposed condition.
There were lots of connotations, Jim, of what we could have done, but the bottom line of all of it was, it's a mess, because when you're looking at that type of show, which is all based upon 7 title fights taking place.
Eddie Hearn stays vague, offering little more than acknowledging a tough situation without directly responding to Ryan Garcia's claims. That careful silence says a lot by itself, leaving fans to question whether even promoters have private doubts about the timing of Conor Benn's injury.
It's gonna be cool. He gonna be trying to rough me up, do dumb shit like he does, and we're gonna go to work so easy on him. And you guys gonna see my speed, my power, my accuracy, my conditioning. We're gonna be ready for whatever he does. We're gonna take away everything he.
What's what? Because we've not got the information, so we don't know. So you can only make a judgment on what you know, what you've seen. So it's very, very hard. So and on the fighter's point of view, the fighter can't have the face on and be all pissed off with people that are just looking, well, you failed 2 drug tests. You can't be pissed off with that. It might very well be, with all their evidence and everything, that, oh, actually, there's a massive fuck up here. And in that case, then there's a massive problem with the testing. But we don't know what the ins and outs are. So it's very hard to say that we should just believe that. And then again, it's with this one as well. I don't know what he failed for starters. You can fail a drug test on a Lemsip. I'm not saying he has, but there's things in a Lemsip where you can. Again, I've been like years and years ago. I remember somebody was about to have a Lemsip, and like I don't know if it was Dom or Brendan had to stop him and say, look, you can't have Lemsips. It's like, oh, people don't know you can.
He is going to try to rough me up and do the same silly things he always does. But we are going to go to work and make it look easy on him. And you guys are going to see my speed, my power, my accuracy, and my conditioning. We will be ready for whatever he brings. We are going to take away everything he tries. He is just not as experienced as I am. That is the truth. And there it is. Ryan Garcia standing by his belief that Conor Benn's injury is nothing more than a planned way out disguised as bad luck. Between Johnny Nelson demanding real answers, Frank Warren talking about financial losses, and confused commentators guessing about ankle issues and poisoning rumors, no one has given fans the clarity they need. Garcia's claims, once brushed off as just talk, now sound stronger with every unclear statement and conflicting explanation that comes out each day. Whether this fight eventually happens or falls apart under the weight of suspicion, one thing is clear. Ryan Garcia has turned Conor Benn's mysterious injury into the most talked about controversy in boxing.